Hey guys, and welcome back to the Batfeed, your source for Batman news, lore, and so much more. Today we're doing another collector spotlight. This one's going to be a little more action figure heavy, because I know the first one that I did had a little bit of that, and the oldest video that I did was mostly everything besides action figures. But I got some of my old ones back that I lent to a friend, because he's practicing stop motion stuff for our project with those figures. So I'll start with the older ones first. First up, we got Catwoman. This particular figure I think is one of the designer series, I think by Jay Lee, and really awesome figure. Comes with two heads, one with the goggles up and one with the goggles down. I only have this one right now, but really great articulation, really great figure to scale with all the other figures that I have. One of my favorites for sure. Next up we got Damian from the animated movie Son of Batman. He came with a katana. I don't have that right now either. Mostly I'm just planning on using these guys to visualize and storyboard for the upcoming stop motion project. Most of my action figure purchases are due to the stop motion project, but a few of them in there are kind of just really cool looking. I also just noticed they've got a red thing right here from the Batman mask that I was wearing in the intro. Hopefully it goes away by the end, but we'll see. I've got a few Arkhamverse characters that we're going to be using for the stop motion project. First up we got Anarchy from Batman Arkham Origins. Pretty honestly articulated figure. The only thing is that like he doesn't have any ankle joints, so his boots are just one solid piece. But he's got really great knee joints. He's got the double jointed one. And a nice touch too. He's got like an actual rubber jacket that kind of conceals the joint there, so it almost looks like actual clothing. The figure itself, like if you pull the hood back a little bit, he's just a bald guy wearing a mask. But really cool guy overall. Not a bad figure at all. He's going to be in our stop motion project as part of Batman's crew. More on that at a later date. Next up we got Commissioner James Gordon. I really like this figure. He's not like super posable and articulate, but just really great details like his vest, his glasses, the badge on his belt. He's got a little holster there for his gun, and I don't know. I just really like this figure. He's really freaking tall, like next to the Batman White Knight figure, for instance. He's like very tall compared to this guy. And they're both about the same height, but Jim Gordon's like half a head taller maybe to scale. Shouldn't be a big deal. Most Batman figures are pretty tall. Next up we got Harley Quinn herself from the Arkham Knight toy line. Same as Jim Gordon, really tall, but just awesome articulation. She does have ankle joints, so that's nice. And she came with different hands and a baseball bat and a few other accessories that are going to be pretty useful throughout the story of our stop motion. So those are just some of my older figures that I got my hands on recently. Next up are some random, just like kind of all over the place action figure buys. A few of them from a local collectibles store that I go to. So I was cruising around the collectibles shop that I have locally and came across this guy for just 10 bucks. We'll see if we end up using this Batmobile for the stop motion, but it was really hard to pass up. It's the one from Batman Begins. It's got the cockpit in there, little seat and controls. It's got a button that makes the guns pop out. Still trying to get that one to work because it is an older toy and doesn't always work great. But for our purposes, for the stop motion, it should work pretty well. And along with that came the Dark Knight himself. I got this guy for, I want to say like $6 along with the Batmobile. So just a combo buy there. Next up we have Malcolm Merlyn figure that I found there as well. Not really planning on using him as Malcolm Merlyn, but more as a League of Assassins member in the stop motion. There's going to be numerous points in the story where Batman and his allies interact with the League of Assassins or flash back to memories with the League of Assassins. And I'm hoping to get my hands on a Ra's al Ghul figure as well as Talia, but in the meantime they need people to work for them, so we got him. And my final find from my local collectible shop is this Alfred Pennyworth figure, which I believe is from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Batman crossover. I got this guy for $8. That's a real steal. Usually he's upwards of like 16 individually, so I was really lucky to find this guy. He's got awesome articulation. He's got tray holding hands and whatever the heck he's doing there. But he's a really great figure to scale. If you put him next to Batman, Batman's a little taller. He kind of fits any style character that you have, like the shape of his head fits almost any style of action figure. So really looking forward to using this guy in upcoming projects. I got my hands on one of these guys too because Joker needs thugs to work for him, so not much to say there. Alright, next up, you guys have already seen this guy like a million times because he's probably my favorite recent Batman figure to come out. I love Batman White Knight, for those of you who don't know. But I got my hands on a bunch of other multiverse figures by McFarlane Toys, so I'll just go over those real quick. First up, we got Barbara Gordon, Batgirl. I really like this figure a lot. She's pretty tall. She's kind of close to the height of the White Knight Batman figure, but just slightly shorter than that. I like her a lot. She's got good articulation. She's got great accessories. I'm not a huge fan of the cape because it's like fixed in this kind of posed position, and standing still for like a stop motion project, for instance, is going to look really funky. So I don't know, if I end up using this figure for stop motion, it'll either be without the cape altogether or maybe with a custom cloth cape or something like that. So we'll see. That being said, I'm planning on using Oracle a little more than Batgirl in the stop motion, so we'll see how that plays out. The reason I got this next figure is because I had a Nightwing figure that I think I went over in another video. If not, here he is. He's pretty cool and comes with accessories and stuff, but he doesn't have a lot of posability. So after asking around on the Instagram Batman community, I decided to go for the multiverse Nightwing because he's got good articulation, he's pretty good to scale, and he's got his classic Eskrima sticks that he carries around, plus he's got a little spot on his back to hold both of them. So he's going to be a major player in our stop motion project, kind of at the forefront, because I wanted to give Dick Grayson more screen time than he normally does in like animated movies and TV shows and comics even. Next up, we got the Batman Who Laughs. I really like this guy. I was not planning on buying him or owning him whatsoever, but my brother actually on a trip to Texas went to a collectibles shop and picked him up for me, and it works out nicely because those three figures that I just showed you have a collect and connect Batmobile that you put together. So I got that. It comes apart in 3 pieces. Might end up using this to some capacity in the stop motion, but we'll see. Next up, we got Batman, the animated series style Batman from the Multiverse line. He's pretty cool. Funny story with this guy. I am planning on doing a giveaway pretty soon, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But the original intent was to have this guy be a part of that giveaway, but when I bought it and brought it home, on closer inspection I realized the box had been taped shut with like scotch tape, and when I opened the figure all the rubber bands and stuff were already cut. So somebody must have opened the package, taken the original guy out, which I think was the blue variant of this, and put in this guy. So I was like, there's no way I can put this in a giveaway because that's just like low quality and I wouldn't want to put that on you guys. But the figure itself is okay. He's intact. His accessories were all there. So it was really just a matter of kind of being nitpicky and quality control. But keep an eye out for that giveaway. It'll be coming up once we hit 500 followers on Instagram. Next up, we have the Grim Knight. He comes with a lot of freaking guns, let me tell you that. I counted on this guy, and he's got 4 handguns just on this belt. He comes with more that go on his back, and there's 4 strapped to his back, and then there's 2 more that he holds. So that's a grand total of 10 guns. And for those of you who don't know, this is a version of Batman from an alternate universe where instead of fighting crime and never taking a life, his one rule, the night that his parents are murdered, he picks up the gun that Joe Chill used to kill his parents and he kills Joe Chill and goes down a path of vengeance instead of justice. So that's this guy's story. I gotta say, on this figure, the reason I grabbed him is because I really love the head sculpt on this guy. It's just like really symmetrical, really well done. Plus I was like, maybe I could use him for something in the stop motion. I guess we'll wait and see on that one, but he's still a pretty cool figure overall. And then last up in the McFarlane line of the ones that I have, I got this guy from my local collectibles shop as well. Kind of late in the game because he's one of the ones that came out alongside the Batman White Knight figure. But mostly I'm just a completionist when it comes to these, so I kind of wanted the set of the 2 of them. He's got the GTO uniform from the Batman White Knight storyline. He comes with the Jack Napier head sculpt of just what he looked like before he became the Joker. But the twofold reason I wanted this guy is because I wanted to have Batman and Joker from White Knight, but also because I wanted to have this body in particular to use as like a police officer or some other character in our stop motion. Keep an eye out for that, you'll probably see it. I recently started branching out in my collection into the DC Imagine Next line. It's not something I would have seen myself doing, but just kind of picked up a couple grab bags from Walmart. I got the Red Hood from one of those grab bags. He comes with this huge gun, and I got this like tactical Batman who's wearing like cargo cargo pants and goggles and has a grappling hook rifle. I wasn't expecting them to put cloth cape on these guys, but I guess they did. And then my most recent one with the two of these was the Harley and Joker 2-pack, and she comes with her hammer, and he didn't really come with anything else besides that, but I don't know. We'll see where that goes. I may or may not collect more of them. It's kind of fun just to see all the different variants that they have, but they're like $3.88 a piece from the grab bags at Walmart. And then my most recent acquisition that's non-action figure is the Gotham 1919-1939 book that I got from Giant Panda King. I've done a whole documentary video on this book, so go check that out. Or you can just click up here and it'll take you to the video. Really great book. I recommend checking it out, or at least watching my video and then checking it out, because a fictional historical viewpoint of what if Batman had actually existed in our history as a country. So I recommend that one a lot. That's pretty much all the new stuff I have in my collection lately. So thank you guys so much for joining me in this video. And remember, the night is always darkest before the dawn, and I promise you, the dawn is coming. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.